The Xiaomi Smartwatch W12 unfortunately is not running e-ink or e-paper. It's just regular old LCD LED. You know, the color screens. So if you're here for an e-ink watch, avert your eyes. However, in terms of a smartwatch itself, this has some decent function and overall really good visual experience. It fits comfortably around your wrist with no pinching and nothing jutting out that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. The Imilab logo is only visible on the clasp, on the band itself, and no other part of the unit. It's a multi-tiered cake design with a coarse steel backing, brushed aluminum gunmetal central housing, a chrome beveled band that supports the top piece of black glass. It's designed beautifully, and the face itself feels way bigger than it actually is. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look at this watch. First thing we're going to do is look at the buttons. So either button is going to wake it up. You can press the top one or the bottom one. The top one is going to be for waking it up or turning it off into sleep mode, or pressing and holding it, which will trigger a shutdown. You can say yes or no from there. When the watch is in sleep mode, you can just tilt it up like this and it'll turn on. And why that is because every time you need to look at it, it knows that you're in movement and it will open up the display for you. If you swipe from the bottom up, those are your messages. No amount of tapping or long press or any other swipes are going to do anything else. This is just your messages. So that's the whole bottom up. From the right to left, you get your panels. So this is going to be all of your metering, your steps, your kilometers, your calories. This is going to be your heartbeats per minute, your blood oxygen levels, and the weather once synced to your smartphone. You also have sleep. If you sleep with this on, it will accurately measure your sleep when you turn, when you move, when you wake up, etc. And you can control music from this as well, and other things like audiobooks, etc. Basically anything that's playing on your phone, you can function with this by pressing play, stop, pause, left and right, etc. If you were to go back home and you swipe the top down, this is where you're going to have your settings. So you can click here for brightness. You have 4 levels of brightness. Even though it has a little circle bar, you can't control the circle bar. It is just going to be 4 levels. And you go back, you can go over to settings. This is going to have a couple things here: off, reset, brightness, which is the exact same thing, dial, we'll show you in a second, app download. App download is only going to give you a QR code. Now, unfortunately, you would think that this is going to be some sort of Xiaomi product when you go into the app, but it's actually not. What they do is they give you an app that doesn't seem like it should go with this, but it goes with this. The app you get on that smartphone QR code is GloryFit by Smartwear. It's actually not Mi Fitness or any sort of Xiaomi branded product in its inherent form. Whether it's a subsidiary, we don't know. This is going to be the app you're going to link everything to. You can link the weather, top left corner. You can allow everything while using the app, and it's going to associate your area with where you are, etc. So then that'll show up on the watch. You also have sports. You can do your running, your walking, your riding, and it's going to go with your GPS and your locations. So your location should be on at the top. You also have the device that you're connected to and some information about you. You can see I just logged in with my Facebook page and it automatically connected everything there. So you will have to be using this app, not the actual Mi Fitness or any other Mi Smart Band app. About is going to show you your version and model number. This is useful because this will actually tell you if you're at the latest software update, etc. Now for dial. I initially thought that was dialing your phone. You can dial from here via Bluetooth, etc., but it isn't. That's the face, the dial. And you can change it from numerous different dials. And I must say, there's not a bad one. They are so nice to look at, they're so vibrant and well laid out, and they show just enough data without too much clutter. Everything you see here is very useful to you, and it's laid out with very nice color schemes. This one's a nice warm color scheme using oranges, reds, and yellows, etc. They're very nice to look at, and I must say it's a joy to see on this screen. This does feel like a much bigger screen than it actually is, although it's not that large. It just feels like they're really using left to right, top to bottom, and of course it's circular. It's not a square display or a rectangular display, so they're definitely using it to their advantage. This is Find Your Phone. It's only going to work if you sync it to your phone, obviously. For people that use this as just a regular watch, and we know people that use smartwatches as regular watches, it won't do any Find Your Phone or Bluetooth connectivity unless you actually make it do that. And this will be silent right there. So that is how you turn off and on the silent. One more thing is to the left. This is a little bit redundant because when you click training, it's just going to take you to when you pressed the bottom button. So this is a little bit redundant. You don't need that there necessarily. Status is just going to be your different panels that we already showed you by swiping. Your heart rate, your blood oxygen level, your weather, your sleep. This is all stuff we've literally already seen. Messages when you swipe up from the bottom, and more is going to be all of the things in your setting menu. So it's a little bit strange how they double if not triple dip on ways you can get to the exact same place. Some people might think that's convenient. It's convenient that you don't always have to remember certain keystrokes and it's spoon-fed to you. But at the same point, this button and the side and the top, and it's all kind of goes to the same place. So it gives you the appearance that this has more features than it actually does. Now, don't get me wrong, it does have a lot of features. It just seems to be doubling down on ways to get there. It's interactive and it's interesting, and you never really get lost. You just get surprised by the fact that you said, oh, I guess I don't need to remember gestures because I can always just get to messages by clicking on messages themselves. In the box, they give you some bands, and the bands are very easy to remove. Unlike some watches where you require very intricate watch tools to get those little pins out, this one just has a little slider pin. You literally slide it down and it just comes out. Same with this one. It's a little slider pin. You just slide it down and it comes out. It's very easy to install as well. Just line up the bottom hole like that. Slide the slider pin at the top down till it seats inside the circle right there. And then it's on. That's it. You've just changed the color of your band. You don't have to have these little gel silicone bands. You can buy leather ones. You can buy canvas ones. Just search the internet and I'm sure you'll find some. Unlike some devices that just have 1 or 2 light sensors that measure your BPM, your heartbeat, this one has 8 different sensors that measure not only your heartbeat, but your blood oxygen levels as well. When you swipe over them, it's going to interact with your skin, of course, and start flickering, and that is how it measures. Unfortunately, this uses a proprietary 2-pin contact USB cable that magnetizes to this unit. Now that is unfortunate because you will live and die by that cable. If you lose that cable, you will not be able to charge this unit. It doesn't use any other cable. Although Xiaomi makes e-ink products like the Mi Reader and the W7, this one is not e-paper or e-ink at all. But it is our duty to review things that we receive that we feel are relevant in the world of consumer electronics without stepping too much outside our scope. The build quality of this watch is amazing, and there's lots of functionality and choices when it comes to different modes and metering features. Although it gets a little redundant when 3 or 4 different functions lead you to the exact same place, overall this smartwatch is definitely one to look out for. For GoodyReader.com, this is Peter.